Hello students, in the last lecture under HECP we were discussing the first topic, that is concept of health. We have already gone through the definition of health which is given by WHO and which is most accepted definition. Then the dimensions of health which must be considered while assessing the health of an individual or while talking about the health of an individual or ourselves. And those dimensions are physical dimension, or you can say physical health, mental dimension or mental health, social dimension or social health, and the most recent one which is having very much importance in present era, that is spiritual dimension or spiritual health. Then we had a discussion on determinants of health or factors which affect the health of an individual, and we have seen all the determinants or all the factors which determines the health of an individual. They either lie or reside in an individual or outside the individual, that is in the society or in the community or in environment or so on. And we have divided all those factors into two parts. One is individual determinants, another one is environmental determinants. And these factors, they interact with an individual and either can promote or deteriorate the health of an individual. Then we had a discussion on individual determinants, that is hereditary factors or genetic factors and lifestyle. And in most recent lecture we had a discussion on second type of factors, that is environmental determinants. And obviously these factors lie in one's surrounding environment. It can be a society or community, or it can be your physical environment, or you can say climate. Now under that we have seen that development of society, health and family welfare services, and other important factors, these three types of determinants, they will have a direct or indirect impact on health of an individual. Friends, for understanding these determinants, you can compare the developed country, developing country, and underdeveloped country. Say for example, in African continent, there is a country, Somalia, which is called Somalia. In developing countries, you can have a better example of our own country, that is India. And in developed country, you can keep example of USA. Now compare the society or the people of these three countries. What are their problems? How they live? How they think? What type of diseases are prevalent in these countries? You will find that a different pattern you will find in the society with regard to physical health or mental health or social health in all these countries. In developed countries, you won't find communicable diseases, very rare. You may find certain other diseases in those countries, but communicable diseases has been completely eradicated in from most of the developed countries. While in India, we are still having many communicable diseases only because of poor sanitation, then what you can say poor hygiene, or unsafe supply of drinking water. And the condition of underdeveloped countries is more very worst. In Somalia, thousands of children die only because of nutrition. I'm not talking of other diseases, mere nutrition. Because of mere malnutrition, number of children die every year. So thinking about the health status of them is far beyond comparison to the developed countries. So friends, after that Now we are proceeding with the next topic under first chapter, that is called indicators of health. Now, as the name itself suggests, indicators of health on your vehicle, whether it is a two-wheeler or four-wheeler, you are having indicators. Once you on that indicator, it shows to whoever is following you or who is coming from the opposite side that you want to turn to the right or left because your indicator is blinking. That means it shows the direction in which you are going to take turn, so that accident will not happen, and the people who are following you or who are coming from the front, they will keep a safe distance, they will slow their vehicles, and accidents can be avoided. So indicator indicates either vehicle indicator, it indicates the direction. For example, now health indicator, the name itself indicates that they will indicate the health status of a community. They will indicate the health status of a community or society or a group of people. That group can be a small village, that group can be a city, it can be a metro, it can be a state, it can be a region in the state, it can be a country, it can be a group of countries in a region. So, likewise. Now, what do you mean by indicators? Indicators of health is nothing but the collection of information, you can say, or collection of data from various sources of a given community about various health parameters like death rate, disease ratio, crime data, etc. That now I will explain this one. That means indicators of health is the information which is being passed on. It is already collected at various levels from the society, and it is passed to the government so that the government can have idea about the any given population with regard to health. How is the health status of people living in Maharashtra, for example? How is the health status of people living in Gujarat? Are the Gujarat people are living in better condition than Maharashtra people? Then if so, then what is lacking in Maharashtra? What is need to be done in Maharashtra? So it is a information which is collected from various sources, like for example from government hospitals. When you go to government hospital, one has to enroll himself or herself, get registered. Now what is this registration means? This registration is the first point of your information which is being collected by the government. Then second, suppose in a day in government hospital 100 patients are coming. Now out of those 10 are being admitted in the hospital. So again it is the second information which government is getting, that is in a day 10 people are admitted. Now from that 10, what is the average age, of which age group these people are, for which diseases they are admitted, are they admitted for the same disease, like say for example in case of corona, most of the people were admitted for the same problem. So the government is getting information from these type of registrations, these type of hospitalization, these type of your medicine supply, or from police station government is getting information what is the crime rate in this city, how many murders are taking place throughout the year, how many people are dying because of suicide, how many people are dying because of homicide. So what is the mental status of mental health of that community, one can judge which type of diseases are prevailing in this society. So friends, there are number of ways through which government collects or gets information about the population, about various parameters of population, and this information is very helpful for the government for comparison, then to take decision for budget allocation, for improving facility, so for taking decisions or for taking actions for the betterment, or you can say for the development and welfare of the society. These indicators are very helpful. So what do you mean by health indicators? It is nothing but the collection of information or data from various sources of a population or a community or a society. Now, what does these health indicators gives, or what type of information they gives? See, health indicators gives an indication about the health status of a community, right? These indicators are useful for number 1, comparison of health status of two or more communities or places. Now see, suppose government wants to allocate the funds for health to two states. Now, on what basis they will allocate the funds? They will first see the data about the health status of those two states. If suppose one state is not, if one state's health status is good compared to another one, so while distributing the funds, they will allocate more funds to the one state which is not being comparatively doing good, or whose health status is not comparatively good, and will allocate less funds to the state which is in a better position. So first, for comparison of health status of two or more communities or population or states, these indicators are helpful. Now second uh, advantage of these indicators is they are helpful in assessment of health of a community, right? From these one can assess the health of a community or group of people. Actually it is already covered in a first point. Then next, it will help in distribution of resources like man, machinery, money, etc. That means these indicators will help the government to take or to have a to come to a conclusion of taking decision with regard to allocation of man, machinery, hospitals, or employing the doctors, nurses, or paramedical forces, or how much money is to be allocated. That decision government can take from these indicators. Then next, evaluation of health activities and programs. Now whatever the programs or health activities are run by the government, what is the effect of those activities on the population, whether there is a positive impact or negative impact. If there is a positive impact, shall it be continued, or it's, if there is a negative impact, shall it be discontinued or it should be corrected. Then assessment of past efforts taken, that is whatever the government has done in the past for the betterment of society, whatever schemes they have launched, whatever funds they have allocated, whatever activities they have carried out, what is the impact of that on the population, whether it has improved the society, whether it has improved the health status of the people, whether people are now in better condition than the earlier one. So for such assessment, these indicators are helpful.